The general insecurity and continued attacks on communities in Plateau State, a state known for its hospitality, peace, tourism, and accommodation, is worthy of note. Also worthy of note is that the past decade has been a recurrent crisis across the state, especially in rural areas where insecurity has become a major issue that any administration in the state has to contend with. There is no respite. The cycle of killings and kidnappings have continued unabated, despite all efforts by successive administration at the state, the federal, and all levels of government to tame the ugly trend. We are aware, distinguished senators, that as a result of this, many lives have been lost and properties destroyed, affecting the livelihood of innocent people of the central zone and Plateau at large. The economy of the affected parts of the state, particularly Plateau North and Central, is lying prostrate, occasioned by incessant attacks, coupled with the number of people being killed in a barbaric acts. Furthermore, the Senate needs to note that the marauders behind the attacks, who can be classified as terrorists because of the clandestine nature of their operation in recent times, have stepped up their nefarious activities in Plateau communities. The attack, which started some time ago in Plateau North, precisely Bassa, Barkin Ladi, Jos North, Riom, local government areas of the state, has spread to the central part of Plateau, which is the umbilical cord of the state, especially Bokos and Mangu local government areas. It is good I wish that Senate should note that in Mangu and Bokos within the past months, no fewer than 300 people have been brutally murdered by these terrorists. Plateau North in particular has lost count of casualties because in recent times, there is no day that one or two communities will not be under attack by these bad elements. We need to be informed that the attacks on the communities in Mangu local government at recent time have continued unabated from April 2023 to date, as many villages and communities witness these ugly incidents where people are killed in large numbers, farms mauled for no reason, and houses set ablaze and destroyed. And at this period, where most of the people of the central zone are agrarian farmers, they can no longer go to their farms. And this is a threat to food security in our country. And this is an area where Irish potatoes is produced. And I wonder what it will be. I also need to let us be informed that as a result of these frequent attacks, many people have been forced to flee their homes. Either their houses are burned down or they fled for fear of further attacks. And as a result, there is serious humanitarian crisis. The brotherly relationship amongst my people who used to live in peace have actually been obstructed. It is also need for us to observe that many of our secondary school students in the affected areas could not participate in the just concluded WAEC examination. Both students in secondary and primary school in these areas are presently hibernating in IDP camps, and it's not good for us as a country. Also, There's a need for us to observe, it will be observed too, that these continued incessant attacks on the Plateau and other parts, on the central and other parts of Plateau State are taking toll on the economy, while agriculture is at an up period, which may result into food crisis if urgent steps are not taken. It will also be observed that these continued and incessant attacks on the Plateau Central and other parts of Plateau State are taking toll on the economy, while agriculture is at its ebb, which might result into food crisis if urgent steps are not taken to cope the ugly trend. Is to carry out on-the-spot assessment of insecurity in troubled parts, to give our people a sense of belonging, and also to serve as impetus for the military operations in these affected local government areas. I also wish to urge that the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, to cushion the hardship of the IDPs by providing them with basic amenities, especially building materials to rebuild their homes. And also wish to urge that the Chief of Defense Staff to, as a matter of urgency, establish more joint security posts in strategic locations in the state.
It is not only on Plateau. Out of the 109 of us here, I believe 80 to 90% will have a story to tell about the issue of security. Even today, last week in my constituency, Boko Haram struck again and then killed 8 people. In my own local government, they attacked and killed over 40 people. Farmers are no longer going to their farms. In Kebbi State, a senator, one of our colleagues, mentioned it, that his senatorial district is under attack by the bandits. There is general insecurity everywhere. And this time around, distinguished colleagues, even if it is only this that we'll achieve in the 10th Senate, I think it's worth our time. We have extended the time to discuss this matter, and it should not be restricted only to Plateau. Because just Plateau, as the seconder stood up to second the motion, he has a similar problem in his senatorial district. So I'm urging our colleagues, now that we have the new service chiefs in place and they are coming before us, one of the things that we should do is to get commitment from the new service chiefs as to how, when, and what do they need in order to. There is no country that will progress with insecurity that we have at the level. Plateau State particularly is known for its tourism, peace, and where most people want to go and even live. But now it's not the same. The same thing with Kaduna, the same thing with Lagos. Bauchi, you see, if I start mentioning everybody, Southeast is worst. So it's not a matter of glaring over an issue now. No, this is the Senate. Even if we are going to discuss this matter for 1 month, that is adjourning and then continuing, I think it's worth it. The service chiefs are coming. Let's extract commitment from them. I have been the chairman of Army. I know a lot. We have to do it, or we have to get them to do it. I therefore support this motion, but we should not stop there. This issue of security is something that the Senate should look and even, in fact, think outside the box so that we address it and make it one of our achievements at the end of this session.
And look at security holistically and generally, and also point out most of the hotspots in various states of the Federation. And thereafter, we should also extract promises and pledges from the new service chiefs as to the modalities of what they intend to do to make sure that we can sleep with our two eyes closed.
Just day before yesterday, in Usa local government, there was an attack in Usa local government by 9 p.m. in Taraba State, in my senatorial district. And unfortunately, the next day, I now saw on the news again, a former governor, our former colleague here, is calling for amnesty for the bandit. Mr. President, this motion is timely. There is nothing like that. There is nothing like amnesty for them. Those service chiefs have to take the bull by the horn and face them. Because we are saying amnesty every time. And another governor again, in the same Northwest, crying about the insecurity, because if measures have not taken, there will be food scarcity in the nation. So you can see that there is a little, I don't understand this kind of game here. Please and please, this motion is timely. Our people are dying, we are suffering, and we need full action. There is no dialogue. Any action, there should be equal opposite reaction to that. Thank you, Mr. President.
2 days ago, a village chief was killed in Plateau, a very high traditional ruler. And these killings have gone unabated. I think, sir, the problem is that we have allowed non-state actors to carry instruments of coercion more than the state actors. And it seems that the state actors are in disarray. It's like they are helpless. And there is need for the government to do something seriously on the issue of getting instruments of coercion to the state actors. Otherwise, we have seen that most of these people that come to destroy communities and kill people carry heavy arms, more than that of the police that are there to take care of security. So there is need for us to empower the state actors so that it cannot be possible that non-state actors have these guns and the state actors are helpless in their hands. So one of the things that I see also is that these people have the leverage of space and time. They are not in a hurry to attack. They are not in a hurry to kill. They plan, they take their time to plan, so that when they come, they must kill and kill and kill enough people.
This is perhaps the most important task that this administration, of course including the legislature, should endeavor to undertake by re-ensuring or assuring that we re-establish security of lives and property in Nigeria. The whole of Sokoto State is not left behind. Northwest, one can say, is now the hotbed of banditry in this country. And every state of this country that you take and analyze, there is one form of security challenge or the other. It is therefore too important, because of course we cannot do anything and achieve anything meaningful in terms of development without security. So it's important, Mr. President, that we take the suggestion seriously, that we find time and dedicate time as a Senate to review the security situation of the country and provide solutions. We have a lot of us who are experienced in so many of these matters of either insecurity and, of course, general development of this country. And I believe that our experience will help support the administration and indeed the government in reestablishing security in this country. So, Mr. President, kindly oblige that request, that we have some special session where we shall discuss about security of this country and provide solutions that we think as a Senate, as a National Assembly, will lead to the establishment of security of lives and property in this country.
Today, our people are not looking for road. They are not looking for water. We are looking to be safe. Today, sir, in Kebbi State, there are no identified IDPs. Our people are not getting help from anywhere. Today in Kebbi South, sir, we have over 100 villages that have been ramsackled. People are not living there. We have never seen NEMA. We have never seen any agent of government. If this is the only thing this Senate has done for us, if we are secured, sir, we think the Senate has succeeded, even if there is no road going to our village. Today, sir, on Sunday, every market day from Kebbi South, more than 200 trailers will leave with grains to different parts of this country. Today, we are not sure we can feed ourselves. Any farm outside the city, you cannot go, you get dead. Yesterday, 10 people that sneaked to go to their farm just to clear the bush because of the setting of the rain, they were all killed. Today, sir, in our villages, Wasagu, for instance, inside the Wasagu town, bandits came in and took 25 people. Nobody came to their rescue. Today, sir, we had bandits, we rushed to go and confront them with our civilian help. The police mobile force that are with us, 7 of them, followed our security vigilante. They were all killed because the army refused to get reinforcement because there was no instruction for them to go and confront, to leave their base and go and confront this issue. This is the crux of the matter, sir. I bring this cry to you. This is the reason why I'm in this Senate, sir.
No matter how we talk about killing, whether from Plateau, Benue, we must come up with some strategies to suggest to the executive so that they can collaborate with the service chiefs or the Ministry of Defense to secure this country. One, we must encourage our military to start operating in the night. And in doing so, we must also try to protect them. And how do we do that? Some of those things are a little bit classified, but we will avail the knowledge. Because if you don't have solutions to harass these people, I was privileged to have been the chairman when I was still in service to establish why game reserves and forests are to generate revenue, like DK clearly stated in Plateau State. But these game reserves and forests are already being dominated by these non-state actors.